Alright, so update. I have spent the last 4 days on insulation alone, which includes framing. And so I've done everything that you see above me, all of this stuff in the ceiling, and this is in the cab. In the back, I have insulated all of that all the way down, including in and around the hatch part, all of the upper area where I'll be putting either shelves or just paneling it off. And also I put this shelving unit right in here. So in front of the shelving unit right over here and down this area here, I'll have I have some repurposed, found, reclaimed fence paneling and fence posts and things like that. I spent about 4 hours yesterday just sanding down all of these posts and in preparation for the paneling. I think it'd be pretty cool. They're cedar, so they have a nice rich red color, and I bought some pecan, American pecan, northern pecan stain that's supposed to bring out kind of like a rust color to a nice rich red color. We'll see how that turns out. But I sanded it down in hopes that I can pull some of that color out of there. And the shelving unit's pretty cool. So there's really only 2 places that I could post down from the ceiling in order to pull support from the ceiling itself. The last post came very close to one of the metal rafters that's already in the bus, and since I don't want to tie into any of the rafters, I basically left that hanging, which left me in kind of a precarious situation. There's going to be a lot of weight up there, so I really need to make sure that it's going to hold everything that I'm going to put in there. The shelving unit itself is made specifically to house 5 milk crates, 5 4-gallon milk crates, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to incorporate milk crates as shelves because you can see into them, they're strong. If any of them break, they're very easily replaceable, and you can find them kind of anywhere. So to test the strength of the shelving unit itself, I had to put tools, like all the tools I've been using, like a hand belt sander, a circular saw, the drill. I put, half gallon of liquid resin in there just to kind of test out how much weight it'll be able to hold. And it's done pretty well, and it's strong as it can possibly be. So I've got 3 egg crates on this side, and I've got 2 egg crates on this side, and I put the heaviest of all my stuff on this just to make sure that it wasn't going to sway. And I'm telling you, this thing is just secure and snug as it can possibly be. What I'm going to do at this point is I have an end cap piece of, it's not 3/4 inch, probably about a 1/2 inch plywood, about 5-ply plywood that's going to screw down to this whole section here and add noticeable strength to the actual siding here. I actually had to use the skill saw to cut in and make edging so I could put the screws through from here. I used those 3-inch screws to come in. I cut the section out here, bolted into the 2x4s that are coming out of the main load-bearing studs at a 90-degree angle. And my 45-degree support keeps them from wiggling this way. And so the end cap of plywood is going to cover this whole section and add a really good amount of strength to that. It adds for a pretty good frame, so I'm sure that's going to be fine. So anyway, the next thing I have to do is finish insulating the front of the cab. It's going to take about 6 pieces of insulation at 8 feet a piece, just under 8 feet, 95 inches. Cut one full length at 15 inches. They're supposed to be 16 inches for standard house construction, but obviously with 2-foot divisions in the metal rafters, I've got to kind of get creative. And when I cut them, I have to kind of stuff the edge work, the leftover couple of inches, so to speak, into and above the piling and the rafters that I've put in place there. And so I'm down to the point where I'm basically just gonna insulate the top, probably we'll call it 17 to 20 inches of wall space on either side in the captain's chair and the passenger's chair, and in around the door. And after that, it's just paneling up front. And let's see, And then I've got the couch. I've got to put the paneling up behind the couch. I've got to make sure that the hinges on the couch fold in a 2-section piece, double sectional, so that it can be locked in place against the wall while I'm performing maintenance on the battery bank and the inverter or whatever needs to be worked on down there. So it's going to be, I don't know, it's going to be a little bit tight, but I think I can figure it out. It's been a good experience so far. Very, very rewarding when you see it come together. You know, when you watch YouTube videos or you listen to friends talk about how they've done something and you like hear the quote, watching it come together or watching it grow or watching it progress or whatever the phrase happens to be at the time. It's nothing like the experience of actually watching your hard work come to fruition. I mean, in 1 month, I have a brand new roof that's never gonna leak. I have an escape hatch that is just wicked awesome. I mean, that thing is strong as rhino skin. I can hook up a ladder to it if I want. I've used some of the I call it splashboard. I'm using some of the ceiling materials as a splashboard for the kitchen. Several people have donated things to the cause. I've got 2 countertops, one of which is going to be probably the stove and sink area, and another one's going to be just like kind of like a cooking area, like, you know, a prep area and stuff. Like, I love cooking, so I need lots of counter space. I think I'm going to try and work that in, even though I'm kind of fighting storage area. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's really incredible just watching it come together. I mean, you got all these ideas when you start out, but you can use SketchUp, the Google SketchUp software. You can use, you know, CAD, AutoCAD, whatever. But when you get down to the nuts and bolts, that stuff makes it simpler in knowing what pieces you need to cut and all these other things. But nothing compares to actually seeing the thing you've done in play, real time. It's quite rewarding. And whatever your troubles are, building your own home gets your mind off that stuff. It's been great. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. If so, be sure to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Construction on the tiny home is actually complete, so visit kyleodonnell.com/blog to binge watch the build. You'll not only read my personal journals during construction, you'll also see videos covering everything from solar installation and transforming bedrooms to wiring your electronics and off-grid plumbing.